was Eminem.
Oh yes, Eminem. Yeah, I got a chance to listen to that over the over the past week.
So again, huge Eminem fan. Well,
Yes.
let me rephrase. I was a huge Eminem fan back in the day.
Yes.
His music, now, I mean, he comes out with the album like every few years now. He has
Yes.
a couple good songs. I know this album is supposed to debut at #1 on the charts
Yes.
this week, which is cool. But I guess the one thing that I didn't like about the album was, 30 years into his career, he's still dissing so many people.
Yes. Yes.
Just so many people. So I was trying to pull up real quick some of the different disses that he went through with everybody. I mean he dissed everybody. I mean, do you remember any of the names real quick?
Yeah. So so a few people he dissed. I know he dissed Kanye, Megan Stallion, P. Diddy, Casey, PD's ex-lover and so forth. It's her. It was Nicki Minaj as well. And so he had it was like mainly those, and actually a lot towards like Diddy and so forth. So I feel like because the first time people I was trying to figure out like why is he dissing? Like I understand why I was trying to figure out why was he dissing Diddy and Kanye, but I remember the reason he's dissing Diddy is because supposedly Diddy gave the green light to Machine Gun Kelly to diss Eminem. So that's why Eminem kind of feels that way towards Diddy. So he's trying to kick Diddy while he's down now. So that's one thing. Other thing was he dissed Kanye. And I'm like, why would he diss Kanye? And it was so weird about that situation. I don't even think Kanye really said anything to him, but I do know that Eminem is friends with Pete Davidson. And Pete Davidson and Kanye, they were at each other's throats. So I feel like because actually in the Abracadabra video with Eminem, Pete Davidson is in the video. So I think because he's friends with him, Eminem took a shot at Kanye on kind of like on his behalf, kind of like that.
Okay.
So but like just little stuff like that, and then him dissing Megan Thee Stallion, it's like I understand why would he go there. The only thing I would say about that, it's kind of like when he was dissing Britney and Christina Aguilera and so forth. But one of the critiques people have always had about Eminem is that if you think about the people I just named that he dissed, you notice these are not really like battle rappers. These are not rappers who can kind of really defend themselves on diss tracks and stuff like that. They were saying, why don't you diss Eminem? I mean, Jay-Z straight out. Why don't you diss him? Why don't you diss, like, well, everyone who knows cannabis, you didn't diss cannabis like that. Why didn't you diss? Yeah. So like real lyricists, like people that can really go at you. You never not dissing Nas. You're not really doing that. So
yeah. I know with Eminem, it seems like he's always been he has a history of dissing a lot of women.
Yeah.
Which is I've never heard of a rapper dissing so much women before.
Exactly.
Again, I know you talked about Megan Thee Stallion on here. Candace Owens, he mentioned her a few times.
I forgot about that. Somebody, they said that
weird.
Candace Owens and stuff like that.
Again, I have to look at the list. It was just so many. But this time around, I don't know. I just make make good music.
I agree with you.
It's everybody. Again, album sales super strong, but no one really has beef with Eminem, so it's just weird that he's making beef with other people.
No, I definitely agree, because to be honest with you, a lot of the beefs he had in the past, those were more like, for example, Ja Rule saying something about his daughter or something like that. Okay, that's the reason to go back and diss the other person. Like stuff like that. But in this case, it's kind of like unwarranted. Like these people are not really paying you any attention, and you're just going after them. Even the case with Benzino, like they had kind of let that situation die down for a long time. He brought that situation back up. And to me, just like you said, it's kind of like it makes you start feeling like maybe you're trying to make up for lack of content by just dissing people to try to make it controversial. Because, just like you said, because we know that Drake and Kendrick, they blew up by, right now over these past, I would say like the past 4 or 5 months or so, going back and forth with disses. That's kind of blowing them up. People want to hear the album and stuff. So I guess he kind of felt like maybe I need to tap into that or whatever. But it just looks kind of
that's fair.
Kind of cheap, kind of kind of cringe in a way. Like you're trying to get that same type of energy. So let me just go out and start stuff with people who not really thinking about me and that kind of thing. So
I mean, I think you hit it again right on the nail, man. Like, would anybody really be talking about his album if he didn't make these disses?
Exactly. Just like you said, you want people to be looking for you because you have a lot of good content, but to be fair with you, just like you said, and I know there's probably might be some stands listening in the comments or so forth. So let me just say this to you. I am a huge Eminem fan. I had the Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem show. I've been rocking Eminem for a while. I've been rocking from a while. So I can, I know a lot of his songs, so forth. So this is now shade towards him and all that kind of stuff like that. But however, you got to call a spade a spade. You got to call a spade a spade because I'm going to tell you why. Because if you keep being a yes man for him, he's going to keep putting out poor content. Just like you have a buddy, he's messing up. You keep giving him passes, he's going to keep doing it. So that being said, to be honest with you, since Relapse, it hasn't been a lot of good albums. So I feel like to compensate for that, he had to be kind of controversial and say something to draw that crowd back. Now, this, just like my boy X just said, like, it is a really, really good album. It's better than a lot of the past stuff he's put out. To me, a bit outdated, but a whole lot better than it was. I just wish, just like X said, that leave some of the distance alone, focus on rapping. And actually, I think Charlamagne even mentioned something like this. He said a lot of times you see these rappers trying to diss people to get famous. It's like, what happened to the music?
Right.
You're supposed to be a famous rapper. Like,
like Eminem.
Where's your music? We don't care about the
Eminem is supposed to be like in the top 5.
Yeah, exactly.
The top 5 don't need to diss female. So like one of the Megan lyrics is, if I was to ask for Megan Thee Stallion if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at her feet?
Yeah, that's just so disrespectful too. It is so disrespectful because it's like
the girl almost died.
Exactly, she almost died. One, she didn't diss you, and like you said, she almost, it was a traumatic situation. And then 3, you don't have no idea what type of people that she is in her circle, she hangs around, stuff like that. Because there was an incident people may or may not know. There was an incident in the past where Suge Knight and some of his crew were actually looking for Eminem at one point. So just like you're just stirring up trouble to be stirring up trouble. I mean, like, you keep knocking on that door, it's gonna find you. But I understand you're trying to be controversial and trying to make people feel like, oh, this is the old Slim Shady, but old Slim Shady is dissing people who dissed him first for the most part. You're not just going out, even like you said in the past, this is some of the women in the past, Christina Aguilera, even though I think what she said was kind of innocent, but you can kind of see how maybe he felt like she put him on blast, so he dissed her. Okay, that's warranted, but just dissing Megan because you think it's gonna get a few cheap laughs, I mean, it just kind of like, it's kind of cringe. Like that's the best way to put it. So right. Yeah. So no, but I don't know. What you think that, I guess all the controversies is gonna kind of help the album, or you think it kind of hurt it more than
it's helped the album? He's gonna debut #1, I believe, 300K sold. Taylor Swift's been #1 for like 12 weeks now, so he's actually about to dethrone her. So
he mentioned her too. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah,
of course. He probably mentioned me too. You too. We're gonna be on the next album. Man. So okay. Well, Eminem, again, love you, man. But with the next album, let's just stick to the music and let's see if you can
focus on the music. Keep it musical. Yeah.